What's going on? It's Suk and I'm back with a brand new video on SuperDuprTech. In today's video, I shall be showing you some still images and video footage that I got from the cameras found on the iPhone 13 Pro. Now this includes the ultra wide, the wide and of course the telephoto rear cameras along with the front FaceTime HD camera. The full specs for the model I am using can be found below in the video description. I shall soon be uploading some videos comparing the cameras on this device to others, and once these have been uploaded I will leave links down below in that video description, or alternatively you can subscribe now clicking the bell icon to be notified of when these go live. It is free after all, and you'll be one of the first 5,000 people to do so. So without any further ado, let's hit the titles. So let me mention this very quickly. The iPhone 13 Pro has 3 rear cameras, and their specific information can be found on the screen right now. Once again, we see Apple have chosen to keep their pixel count at 12 megapixels, which also means this smartphone cannot shoot 8K video, though it does have a few tricks up its sleeve, such as being able to record 4K ProRes video. Although this is somewhat limited by the amount of storage you choose to have at the time of purchase. If you buy the entry model, then you will be limited to recording ProRes video in 1080p, which isn't what you really want when you're spending over £1,000 on a new flagship device. Therefore, to get the most out of this system, you will need to purchase a device with either 256GB or more of storage in order to record these videos at 4K using the ProRes codec. And when it comes to stills, the iPhone 13 Pro does have the ability to shoot in Apple's ProRes image format, which was introduced in 2020 with the iPhone 12 Pros. Now this will allow for more information to be captured when it comes to manipulating the images in post-production, which actually can be fairly helpful, but once again you're working with a fairly small image sensor. But I say enough talking about the cameras. Let's see what the iPhone 13 Pro is capable of. all focuses on me and the background is blurred. What a beautiful day. It's baking, Dave, baking. This is what cinematic mode's like. It blurs out the background. It tracks the focus of the subject. It's amazing. But it only is limited to what, 4K 30 or 1080p? Redundant feature, but it's still quite handy. And this is cinematic mode on the front FaceTime HD camera using the TrueDepth camera system. I've got this set to f2.0, and as you can see, the background is creamy. It's blurred out very nicely. We're having some issues around my hair, which is to be expected. It's quite a mess, but fundamentally this feature is quite limited in what it can do. You're limited to 1080p, so if you do want that higher frame rate, or 1080p at 30, so if you want that higher frame rate, or if you want a higher resolution, you can't get that on this. So a bit unfortunate there, missed opportunity if you ask me. Hopefully we see higher frame rates when we start looking at the iPhone 14, maybe the 15, who knows. The other issue is the camera app. The camera app, you have to keep swiping to even find this feature, so I think Apple do need to overhaul how they use the camera app. But yeah, what do you think of cinematic mode on the new, well, I'll say new, it's now about 8 months old, the iPhone 13 Pro. As I say, I could tap the screen and select the focus to change to the back, and then it'll come back to me. But if there is another subject in shot, it will also be able to track that. So yeah, as you can see, it tracks me fairly decently against the background. So yeah, thoughts on this? I think it's a bit of a gimmick feature at this current moment, but it still can be quite handy if used correctly. Though the iPhone 13 Pro can shoot in ProRes, which, as I mentioned earlier, is a video codec for compressing and decompressing digital video, thus making it easier on the machine to edit these videos by retaining as much data as it can, but at the expense of file size. And in the case of the iPhone 13 Pro, due to it using Lightning, which is limited to USB 2.0 transfer speeds, it can take hours to transfer a couple minutes of video footage. Not to mention, many people elect to edit directly off SSDs once completed recording, as opposed to just transferring, which would make the experience even worse. Could you imagine editing directly off an iPhone and adding effects, transitions, LUTs? It would be a horrible experience. Now, I'm not going to keep blasting Lightning. I'm going to keep that for the full review, but I don't believe many people are electing to purchase the Pro model iPhone over the standard one simply for ProRes. I do, however, think this is Apple dipping their toes to see the demand for these Pro features on their Pro devices, which I'm certainly not complaining about. So if you would like to see this device have its cameras further tested and compared to the likes of other iPhones and other Android flagships, then be sure to subscribe, clicking the bell icon to be notified of when those videos go live. Of course, if you have got any video suggestions or anything you would like to see tested, then be sure to let me know down below by hitting me up in the comment section, or by going over to my social media on Twitter and Instagram. Links can be found down below in the video description, and I've also got the usernames flying up on the screen right about now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.